James Carville, for the folks that don't know, or younger folks might not know this, James Carville was Bill Clinton's chief of staff. He brought Bill Clinton to the presidency with one line: "It's the economy, stupid." That was his line. And it was a time when Clinton really ran on the economy. And it just strikes me that if you apply that same methodology to Joe Biden right now, they fail miserably. And that's why Carville was his mind was blown because of these numbers. And he's right. It's going to get worse for Joe as we get closer to the election.
Well, I think what Carville represents in the Democrat Party overall and the media that are maybe, I'm not buying that they're coming to their senses. I think they're so scared. They are so becoming aware of the negativity of everything that Joe Biden has represented forever, not just as a president, but going way back. I think we're seeing some daylight in the darkness out there. And what James Carville represents is just the opposite of what's going on out there. If people really do believe it's the economy stupid, everybody is hurting. Everybody except that the elite, the top elite that represent the scamming, the greed, the manipulation, the crime, the criminal activity, money laundering, child sex trafficking. Those guys might be making a lot of money, but everybody else in the asset column of America, we realize what's going on with this government right now, and it's so embarrassing, so toxic, and so hurtful.
So all over the news, everywhere it's headed, we're seeing college campuses across the country, hundreds of college campuses. They're focused on some Ivy League ones as well. But here you have young people who are anti-Israel, pro-Hamas, pro-terrorist. They don't even know what the points they're protesting. They realize that half of them identify as something they're not, they weren't born with. But if they did that in, say, Gaza, they'd be hung or thrown off the top of a building. Yet they want to defend these animals who killed 1,400 innocent Jews. It strikes me as this. Now, I was very young. I was born in 1963. I was very young. But in 1968, the Chicago Convention, the DNC Chicago Convention, young people were rioting. And what happened was the country saw discontent on the Democrat side, and they voted for Richard Nixon. This feels like it's going to be another 1968 with the base voter for Biden completely confused about what they want and what they stand for.
Yeah, and the violence and the terrorism at a Democratic Party, I keep saying Democrat, it's not Democratic, it's Democrat Party. The Democrat Party, those riots are by their own people, against their own people. These people are so out of touch. They are so clueless. And what they all represent is just toxic, terminal denial. They're in denial of what makes America great: individuality, rugged individualism, work ethic, God, family, country, constitution, law, and order. And they're starting to realize, even those that were on the Joe Biden team, foolishly blinded by the scam artists of the Democrat Party, even they are starting to realize. Perfect example, where are most innocent lives lost? In the Democrat dream of a gun-free zone. And this just in, Eric, my plumber told me today, conclusive, men can't get pregnant. So the point is that all this insanity that seems to be running amok everywhere is now coming home, and people are realizing that, yeah, I guess men can't get pregnant.
Your plumber is more suited to be on the Supreme Court than Ketanji Brown Jackson, I guess.
Exactly. That's exactly right. So stop and think. So she's a Supreme Court justice and ostensibly a woman who can't tell you what a woman is, but she's in charge of making life and death decisions, and it's the Supreme Court. This is cuckoo stuff. This is cuckoo's nest, and I think people are now starting to realize that the Joe Biden Democrat agenda is destroying the American dream, destroying quality of life, destroying the concept of being the best that you can be. So hopefully it'll come around by November and people will vote for someone like Donald Trump. In fact, Donald Trump, and get America back on track again, where he did almost everything perfect for America, not the rest of the world.
Make America great again, folks. He said it once. It's actually more accurate this time around.